Transition News on Atlantic Television Network. Rivers State House of Assembly on Monday at its 173rd legislative sitting has overridden the assent of Governor Siminalayi Fubara to pass the Rivers State Public Procurement Bill 2024 into law. The House took the decision to override the governor after he withheld his assent. Recall that the House passed the Rivers State Public Procurement Bill on the 26th of March 2024 and transmitted same to the governor for assent, which the governor declined. Remarking on the bill, which was represented by the majority leader, Major Jack, and debated upon members, the Speaker Martin Chike Amayewule reiterated the essence of the bill, which is to secure taxpayers' money and to ensure that taxpayers' money are not spent on frivolities and twisted contracts. The Speaker added that despite all the malfeasance, the House will continue to uphold the laws of Rivers State and the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as altered, stressing that if the Governor Sir Siminalayi Fubara continues in this manner, the House will at the appropriate time take more stringent measures because, according to him, the House cannot stand aloof and watch the governor continue to breach the laws of the state in a tyrannical manner. Analysts have expressed dissatisfaction with the current administration in Rivers State led by Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Speaking on Atlantic Television Open Conversation, a political analyst, Chache Wali, stated that the governor's administration is not developmentally focused towards the economic and general well-being of the people.
Governor Fubara is not doing the things he is supposed to do like his predecessors. For example, I believe that everybody in this nation, in this country, saw it clearly from the first year in the office of the former governor of Rivers State, Chief Barrister Ian Wike, that within the 1 year till he finished in office, that he was consistently flagging up projects and commissioning projects. And that is what will bring in more development to Rivers State. As it stands now, we are not even talking about projects in Rivers State.
Speaking further, Chachi Wali maintained that Governor Fubara is working in extreme negligence of the political tenets and rules that worked in support of his aspiration to becoming the governor of Rivers State.
It's when you are contesting an election that there are supposed to be different platforms. I mean support groups, is that not? That is true. Now, they finished contesting the election. They finished the election. He has been sworn in. And within the period of 4 months in office, we started hearing SPN. The GDI that led to his, that worked towards his government, him being elected as governor, has been sidelined. I hear them every time. People are complaining because the people that has worked, that is supposed to be part of the government, that knows what the government is supposed to be looking at in the side of the development and infrastructure and human development in Rivers State, are completely out of the game. SPM, you as a sitting governor, did not create a platform that was supporting the government. Now, after you became a governor, you are creating a platform that is bearing your name.
Recall that the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara recently has said that the pressure mounted by the political crisis in the state has been weathered sufficiently, giving way for his administration to provide focused leadership and governance to the people. Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, Blessing Agbegbako, has suspended 3 members of the House over an alleged plot to impeach him and other principal officers' counsel. The 3 lawmakers were suspended at plenary. The suspended lawmakers are 2 People's Democratic Party and 1 All Progressives Congress. The lawmakers are Kogbe Ojene Donald PDP, Akoko Edo 2, Ade Emanku Isibo APC, Esan Northeast 1, and Iyamu Bright PDP Oriongo 2. Agbebaku, who said the trial was suspended indefinitely, alleged that they plotted to change the leadership of the House. He alleged that the 3 suspended members were being influenced by external forces to cause chaos and remove the leadership of the House. The Speaker thereafter adjourned plenary abruptly. Edo State government has given 7 days ultimatum to illegal gold miners at the Betua Autonomous Community in Ososo Akoko Edo local government area to vacate the area or face the full wrath of the law. Edo State Commissioner for Mining and Energy Enaholo Ojefo gave the ultimatum when he met with chiefs and elders of the community. Ojefo, who said the report of the visit would be forwarded to the Minister of Solid Mineral, declared that the state government would be working with all legal mining companies in the state by bringing in investors for the development and growth of the area. He threatened that anybody mining in the state without consent from the community, their licenses would be revoked. Tricycle operators, also known as Kekena Pep, on Monday in Abia State took a ticketing system allegedly introduced by the State Ministry of Transport. The commercial Keke riders also lamented the recent increase in the pump price of fuel, saying the sale of a liter of petrol at 750 naira renders their daily toiling useless. The riders, who carried placards and 3 leaves, seized the popular Isi Gate Center between 9:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. using their tricycles to block the road against vehicles coming from Umuwaya Road, Cooperative, Warri Street, Item Street, and Ohafia Street. They also refused to carry passengers going towards the Ubakala axis. The riders, who called for the immediate suspension of the weekly revenue payment system, appealed to Governor Alex Oti to direct the Ministry of Transport and all concerned revenue authorities to revert the 350 naira daily payment, which according to them was more convenient for them. Another protester, Chinoso Ogukwe, said that the state government should not allow touting last administration in the state headed by Okezie Ikpeazu to get ready to return looted funds, including money budgeted for the airport project. Oti, who was reacting to the report of the forensic audit of the state's accounts, said his administration is not fighting anybody, but is only interested in recovering looted funds in a bid to ensure good governance. The governor spoke at Mvosi during a solidarity visit by supporters and loyalists of the member representing Isialangwa South State constituency, Roland Chiwendu. He stressed that what he wants is the progress and development of the state, emphasizing that since the airport was not executed, the project money should be refunded. Oti expressed dismay that some people are insulting him in the media because he disclosed the findings of the forensic audit reports. 2 policemen and 3 vigilante operatives, otherwise known as Neighborhood Watch Group, have been confirmed dead after attack by a gang of rampaging hoodlums in Iga community in Uzorwani local government area of Enugu State. 1 villager was also confirmed dead when combined security operatives allegedly invaded the community following the attack on them by unknown gunmen. It was gathered the hoodlums attacked and killed the security operatives at Ada Rice Production Nigeria Limited, a farm settlement close to the community, following an operation by the suspected ESN members to comb the area to ward off invading herders who attacked the nearby Nimbo community earlier in the week. Village sources told newsmen that a day after the attack on the security operatives, soldiers and army and policemen invaded the community Saturday night, burning houses and shooting sporadically. Confirming the killing of the operatives, the Enugu Police Command said the unprovoked and unwarranted attack and gruesome murder of the 2 policemen and 3 neighborhood watch group members were carried out by harbored criminal members of the Iga community in Uzorwani local government area. Enugu Electricity Distribution Company has approved reduction of electricity tariff for their customers in the Band A feeders. A statement issued by the EEDC Head of Communication, Emeka Eze in Enugu said the reduction followed the directive of the National Electricity Regulatory Commission, while all the 11 discos should now charge 206.8 kilowatts per hour and no longer 225 kilowatts per hour for customers in Band A feeders. While the daily minimum 20-hour supply still stands, the end-user tariff for bands B, C, D, and E feeders remain unchanged. Justice Yelin Bogoro of the Federal High Court in Lagos State has ordered the release of a Babcock University student, Oluwateniola Omidiji, allegedly detained by the FCC over 100,000 naira debt owed by her mother, Omoniyi Omidiji. The judge gave the order following an application for the enforcement of a fundamental human rights brought by her lawyer, Emeka Chijoke-san. Omidiji, 19, had already spent 11 days in EFCC detention, while the EFCC operatives had arrested Omidiji, a 300-level student of the university, on the school premises on April 26, 2024, while she was writing exams. In a fundamental rights suit, Omidiji alleged that she was taken hostage by EFCC operatives over a debt which one Charles Woko alleged that her mother owed. Woko, who was said to have invested a sum of 100 million naira into Mrs. Omidiji's business sometime in 2020, came after Oluwateniola Omidiji for the sum and the interest, since her mother, his joint venture partner, was out of Nigeria. While during the investigation, EFCC discovered that 4 persons were named directors in a company called Elisto Global Services Limited, which Omidiji allegedly used to receive money from Woko. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has denied authorizing the repatriation of youths believed to be the indigents of Osun to their state of origin from Lagos. Adeleke's reaction came following a report of several luxury buses seen dropping off hundreds of youth at various points at the lesser state of the state area of the state at the weekend, after allegedly rounding them up in several parts of Lagos State. A statement by the spokesperson to Governor Adeleke, Malam Olawale Rashid, on Monday said the governor has consequently interfaced with Governor Sanwo-Olu over the development, urging the Lagos State governor to look into the matter and put an end to the incident. Recall that the Lagos State government revealed on Sunday that out of 450 miscreants rescued at the weekend, 79 were observed into some government facilities for rehabilitation after showing signs of being unwell. The Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Mr. Benga Omotosha, said that a statewide exercise to free Lagos of visible security risk continued at the weekend after the arrest of some suspects under the Dolphin Estate Bridge. Federal High Court sitting at Ikoyi, Lagos has adjourned the hearing of all pending applications in the 50 billion naira suit filed by the former group managing director of the defunct Intercontinental Bank PLC, Erastus Akingbola, till June 26, 2024. Justice O. Ogundari initially had fixed last Friday for the hearing of all pending applications after he had dismissed the application for joinder filed by Access Bank PLC. However, the resumption of proceedings last Friday, Access Bank PLC, through its lawyer, I.S. Afolabi, urged the court to stay proceedings in the matter, as his client had filed a notice of appeal before the Lagos Division of the Court of Appeal, seeking to upturn the decision of the lower court, which dismissed its application for joinder. Afolabi, however, informed the court that an appeal had not been entered. He therefore urged the court to hear his application, which sought to stay proceedings in the matter till the appeal is entered and determined. In response to Access Bank's application for stay, Akingbola's lawyer, Osibanjo, informed the court that the application referred to by the bank was served to him on Tuesday and that he is still within time to respond. Ekiti High Court sitting in Ado Ekiti has sentenced 3 convicts to death by hanging for armed robbery. 5 accused persons, Bidemi Babalola, 28, Oluwaseun Akinwale, 26, Shola Oyebanji, a.k.a. Shola Demi, 31, Aziz Jimo, 31, and Babatunde Ogunlade, 28, were arraigned before Justice Lekon Ogumoye. The 5 men whose addresses were not provided were arraigned on January 30, 2020 on 5 counts of conspiracy, armed robbery, possession of firearms, receiving stolen properties, and membership of a secret cult. Delivering his judgment, the trial judge said in all the sole issue for determination is resolved in part in favor of the prosecution. Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission has advised core members in Osun to join the fight against corruption and social vices in the country. Winifred Ungboro, head of Public Enlightenment and Education Unit, Osun Office, gave the advice in an interview with newsman in Oshogbo. Ungboro, who explained the pivotal role of the ICPC in dealing with corruption-related practices in the country, said such concerted efforts would help reduce the rate of negative social vices. According to her, the Commission will not relent in spreading the crusade against any form of corruption in order to make the system free from such a menace. Ungboro, however, said the Commission would continue to partner with key government anti-graft agencies towards ensuring that the society was free from any form of corruption and indiscipline. Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has debunked viral reports alleging that his administration has so far borrowed 10 billion naira from foreign bodies. A report earlier emerged that the governor reportedly secured a sum of 10 billion naira in loans from different foreign bodies and organizations in 2023. Reacting, Governor Adeleke, in a statement by his spokesperson, Malamola Wale Rashid, countered the reports, saying he has not borrowed a kobo since his administration kicked off. Describing the report as fake, the governor stated that he has not at any point since he assumed office taken any loan either through a resolution of the State Executive Council or that of the State House of Assembly. The governor insisted that all the projects executed in the state, including the dualization of roads, the overhead bridges, the school health center upgrades, and several roads projects, were being funded through special project accounts created by the state government. Ondo State chapter of the All Progressives Congress categorically denied recent claims suggesting that the primary election did not take place in the state. The party, through its publicity secretary Alex Kalejaye, condemned these assertions as unfounded and lacking in credibility. According to him, in contrary to these claims, it is imperative for the party to clarify that the election was conducted across all 18 local government areas within the state. The party, however, acknowledged that while some challenges were encountered in Ifedore and Ilaje local government areas, the election process proceeded as planned. The party urged its teaming supporters to discountenance this spurious report and focus on the bigger tasks ahead to win the governorship election and retain the Sunshine State for APC. Suspected gunmen invaded Umwehe Autonomous Community Akeze in Ivo local government area of Ebonyi State, killing the traditional ruler of the community, His Royal Highness Umazi Ibo Ubani. It was gathered that there was heavy shootings in the community by the gunmen during the invasion, which caused pandemonium in the area as the people scampered for safety. Coordinator of Akeze Development Center, Chinasa Okorie, confirmed the incident to newsmen. Okorie noted that the attack on the community occurred at about 10 p.m. on Friday last week. Okorie described the monarch, who is in his 60s, as bold, fearless, intelligent, whose wealth of experience would be greatly missed by the community, the local government, and the state at large. State Police Public Relations Officer DSP Joshua Ukandu, who confirmed the incident, said policemen were after the assailants. The police spokesperson said effort has been intensified to arrest the perpetrators of this heinous act. Nigerian army troops deployed for counter-terrorism operations in the north-central region in collaboration with volunteer guards have repelled a kidnap attempt and rescued 2 victims in Benue State. This was made known in a statement by the Nigerian army shared on X.com. According to the statement, the rescued victims, Chief Sano Kersi and Augustine Sada, were unharmed and have since been reunited with their families. The troops also recovered a cache of weapons and ammunition, including 1 FN rifle, 17 AK-47 rifle magazines, and 58 rounds of ammunition, as well as 3 ATM cards. Analysts have lauded the appointment of traditional rulers in Abuja by the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. Speaking on Atlantic Television Blowout, a social-political analyst, Ndamzi Ekula, described the appointment by the FCT Minister as a mark of consultative and inclusive leadership.
I agree that the government today cannot function properly, cannot discharge its functions, more especially when it has to do with the local people appropriately, without having this good relationship with the traditional institutions. And it is within the powers of the FCT minister to fill in positions, in consultation with the local people, on who sits on.
In view of the roles of the FCT Minister, Samzi Ekulo said the minister has the constitutional right and obligation to oversee the affairs in the Federal Capital Territory.
But looking at its structure and location, the FCT has its own administration entirely different from what the states do. But they are in semblance. The FCT minister is like, he can be likened to be the governor of FCT. He's saddled.
Recall that Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, recently has approved the appointments of Mr. Joseph Danfulani Narai, Mr. Luka Ayedo Nizasan, and Alhaji Aliyu Yakubu Ndatsu as the new Sakarui of Karu, Esu of Kwali, and Etsu of Yaba communities of FCT, respectively. Adamawa State Government has postponed the resumption of schools for the 3rd term until next Monday, May 13. State Ministry of Education and Human Capital Development said in a circular that the resumption date of the 3rd term 2023-2024 academic session, earlier scheduled to be 6th May 2024, has been postponed to next week due to outbreak of measles in some local government areas in the state. The ministry, in a circular signed by the Permanent Secretary Aisha Umar, explained that the postponement of school resumption is to mitigate the spread of the disease and to enable the primary health care agency vaccinate the age group of the children that are vulnerable to the disease. The circular addressed to the acting Secretary Post Primary Schools Management Board, acting Executive Chairman, Adamawa State Universal Basic Education Board, and Chairman National Association of Proprietors of Private Schools, Adamawa State, specified that all public and private schools are hereby directed to close down accordingly. Taraba State Government has received the delivery of hundreds of doses of anthrax vaccines from the federal government. Receiving the vaccines in Jalingo, the Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security, Professor Nicholas Namisan Oliver, said the vaccines would assist the state government in its efforts to combat the spread of anthrax in the state. The vaccines were received by the Agriculture and Food Security Department on behalf of the government of Taraba State. Expressing gratitude to the federal government, the commissioner announced that the vaccines would be distributed to livestock farmers spread across the entire 16 local government councils of the state, including the two special development areas. He also emphasized that the distribution strategy is geared at protecting the state's livestock and as well ensure the safety of its agricultural industry. Yobe State Governor Mai Malabuni has commended military for clearing enclaves of Boko Haram insurgents carrying out major operations in the Timbuktu Triangle of the Sambisa Forest. Governor Buni, who disclosed this while receiving newly deployed commander of the Sector 2 Joint Task Force Operation Hardin Koi, Brigadier General Marcel AGK, in his office, also pledged government support for all the security agencies in the state. The governor commended the military for recording more successes by entering into the Timbuktu Triangle of the Sambiso Forest to ensure peace is fully restored in the northeast sub-region. Earlier, the commander, Brigadier JK, explained that he was on a courtesy visit to seek more supports as he strategizes to ensure all the 17 local governments of the state for safety for economic activities, and presented plaque to the governor acknowledging support the citizens have been offering to the military to have an easygoing operation in the region. Again, terrorists have launched a fresh attack in the Ambe community, killing 6 persons, while 9 others sustained gunshots in the Sanga local government incident. According to him, the attackers invaded the community on motorbikes and opened fire on a particular house where a birthday celebration was taking place, but nobody was killed except those sitting around some shops. Micah disclosed that the locals were able to apprehend one of the attackers who rode one of the motorcycles but could not be identified. Police State Public Relations Officer ASP Mansour Hassan could not be reached on the phone, and he did not respond to a text message sent to him by a correspondent at the time of filing this report. 3 members of the Zamfara State local security outfit Community Protection Guard were killed in a recent attack by armed bandits. It was gathered that the terrorists attacked the local security operatives in the Jambako district of the bandits attacked the CPG as the community, saying that they also took firearms motorcycles. The attack has created anxiety and worry among the people of the nearby community in the axis. The state police court. You're watching the global news on Atlantic Television Network. We'll be right back after this. Stay with us.
Get ready! As Morrison Communications Limited proudly presents Children's Day Celebration 2024.
Arts. La Small Hotel and Resorts, number 9, Room Calagbo off Water Port Hackett. On Saturday, May.
Miss out on just 2,000 naira per child. For participation and sponsorship opportunities, call us now 0806 673 8689
and 0810 634 1777.
This event is proudly sponsored by the Last Mall Hotel and Resort with Atlantic Television Network and 99.5 Wish FM Port Hackett, Lesuka Event Center, Gate Place Hotel, 8 Ball Hotel and Lounge, Oma Studio, Osbia Table Water.
Remember that every child is unique. See you there. This event is managed by Pace Expressions Arts.
Special guest Hilda Dokubo, Children's Day Celebration 2024.
From life across the ocean to land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Welcome back. This is Transition on Atlantic Television Network. Now to the rest of our stories. Presidency has fired back at the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2023 elections, Atiku Abubakar, accusing him of hypocrisy and bad politics over his claims of conflict of interest against President Bola Tinubu. Abubakar, former vice president of Nigeria, in his latest verbal attack on President Tinubu, the administration, and the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, introduced a new twist in a statement issued by his media aide, Paul Ibe, alleged that the president is faced with a conflict of interest in the execution of the mega project. However, reacting to Atiku's claims in a statement issued by the special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, the presidency described Atiku's accusation as amusing and strange, given his history of breaching public service regulations and abusing his office for personal gain. The statement pointed out that Atiku had formed Intel's Nigeria with an Italian businessman while serving in the Nigerian Customs Service and maintained his business links with the company with vice president winning major port concession deals. Presidency emphasized that Sheyi Tinubu, a 38-year-old adult, has the right to pursue legitimate business interests within the limits of the law, regardless of his father's position as president, clarifying further that Sheyi joined the CDK board in 2018, representing the interest of an investor company, and is not a board member due to his father's friendship with the Chaguris. House of Representatives Committee on Student Loans, Scholarships in Higher Education, Adegboyega Isiaka, has called on the newly appointed chairman of Nigerian Education Loan Fund, Jim Ovia, to bring on board his proven strategic thinking and visionary leadership in making the education loan a success. This is as the committee also congratulated Jim Ovia in his appointment as chairman of NEL Fund by President Bola Tinubu. The statement said the fund and its board will undoubtedly benefit from the financial expertise and visionary prowess, and with its guidance gain renewed focus to fulfill the mission of ensuring accessible higher education for all students, irrespective of their financial circumstances. Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris has said that the federal government is not considering any foreign military base to counter insurgents and other crimes. Disclosing this in Abuja, Idris noted that the federal government is aware of the false alarm being raised in some quarters about discussions between the federal government of Nigeria and some foreign countries on the siting of foreign military bases in the country. He urged the general public to totally disregard this falsehood. He said the Nigerian government already enjoys foreign cooperation in tackling ongoing security challenges, and the president remains committed to deepening these partnerships with the goal of achieving the national security objectives of the Renewed Hope agenda. Federal government says it will commence the disbursement of 50,000 naira grants to business owners as beneficiaries, while 200,000 small business owners have been received payments so far. According to the Minister for Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Doris Uzoka Anite, an additional 800,000 beneficiaries will receive their grants before the program closes on May 31. This will bring the total number of beneficiaries to the targeted 1 million Nigerians across the 774 LGAs. The minister confirmed that approximately 3.6 million applications were received, from which the beneficiaries were selected randomly based on those who met the conditions. She also stated that 50 billion naira has been allocated in the 2024 budget for disbursement. This initiative aims to support small business owners and nano entrepreneurs, boosting economic growth and development across the country. Uchechi Kano, wife of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has visited the Biafra in custody of the Department of State Services. She disclosed that her visit to Kano in DSS custody was facilitated by Anambra South Senator Ifeanyi Ubah. Kano had been in the custody of DSS since 2021 after he was renditioned from Kenya. Before her visit, it was gathered that Kanu had been repeatedly denied access to her husband. Addressing IPOB members on radio on the United Kingdom on Sunday, Uchechi commended Ubah for facilitating the visit. Federal Capital Territory High Court Abuja has modified the bail conditions handed down to one Abayomi Oluwase's son alongside his wife for stealing the sum of $87 million from an online crypto platform, Afrique Arbitrage. Recall that the defendant was sued for alleged gaining unauthorized access to subscribers' investments at the Afrique Arbitrage company, an online trading platform. The prosecution alleged that the defendant, who pleaded not guilty to the charges, committed the crime by knowingly and without authority fraudulently changing the ownership credentials of the chief executive officer of Afrique Arbitrage company, thereby gaining access to millions of subscribers' investments and diverting the sum of $87 million to himself. He was granted bail by Justice M.S. Idris. The judge modified the bail conditions slightly to require that the two sureties owned properties in the FCT and not Maitama in particular, while the bail bond was dropped to 400 million naira. Meanwhile, the court has fixed 14th May to commence speedy trial of the case, while the two accused persons will return to Suleja Correctional Center pending whether perfect the bail conditions. Nigerian Meteorological Agency has predicted sunshine and haziness from Monday to Wednesday across the country. NIMET's weather outlook released in Abuja forecast sunny and hazy conditions over parts of Yobe, Jigawa, Kano, and Katsina states throughout forecast period, with chances of morning thunderstorms after parts of Taraba state. The agency envisaged cloudy skies with intervals of sunshine over the inland states of the south and the coast. It anticipated chances of localized thunderstorms over parts of Ogun, Oyo, Edo, Delta, Bayelsa, Cross River, and Akwa Ibom states during the morning hours. According to him, sunny skies with few patches of cloud are anticipated over the northern region during the morning hours on Tuesday. NIMET urged the public to take adequate precaution as strong winds might precede the rains in areas where thunderstorms were likely to occur. And now to sports. Victor Osimhen has acquired a new scoring feat at Napoli after netting in the club's 1-1 draw against Udinese at Blue Energy Stadium. The Nigerian international opened the scoring for Partino Pai in the 51st minute. The forward is now the third Napoli player to score in 6 consecutive games against the same opponent in Serie A, while former Napoli captain Dries Mertens was the first to achieve the feat against Bologna. Gonzalo Higuain also equaled the feat against Lazio, while Osimhen has scored 15 goals for Napoli in the Serie A this season. Former Manchester United midfielder Paul Scholes has claimed that the team's 4-0 defeat to Crystal Palace is the final nail in the coffin for the manager Erik ten Hag. The result leaves the Red Devils facing the possibility of not playing in Europe at all next season. Scholes, who was working on Premier League productions alongside Michael Owen, said it felt like the end for Ten Hag. He said he felt it for a long time and the signs have been there that it's going to be difficult for him to do it next year. Supercomputer Betsy has run its algorithm to predict how the 2023-2024 Premier League title race will play out. Results in the current campaign, over 100 simulations, Arsenal were given a 44.9% chance to win the league, while Manchester City's winning probability stands at 55